Hey, what's happening, gamers? Welcome back to Disney Infinity KBOX!
Yay!
And it's time for more of my little dark house with Mickey Mouse.
I'm gonna try. Mickey's gonna try to be dark.
I don't think Mickey can be dark.
Oh, look, he's got a little hat.
And look at that, there's this
Kawaii.
blissful garden right in front of my dark mansion.
Well, I mean, that's what the mayor ordered, so.
Well, the mayor of Earth 1 may have, but that's fine.
Alright, let's see how dark we can be.
I want to see Mickey be dark.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Unless, if he gets bored, then, I don't know. Well,
So, last time you were trying to get my walls, like, all set up right.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
is
I don't
that?
know.
Spooky,
I thought I would
spooky
make you
skull.
spooky.
Oogie Boogie's dice pillar.
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, Kwing requested me to build him a spooky house, and I'm gonna try the best I can. Actually, I'm sorry, Darth Maul, the mayor, wanted me to build him a spooky house.
I forget who the mayor is.
Actually, I
over in
forget.
this world.
Actually, wouldn't the mayor be someone else
Yep.
in this world?
The mayor would be somebody else. The role would be reversed. So maybe the Jedis would be evil in this world.
Yeah, exactly.
Giant
Jedis that have a dark side.
dice.
Jedi that, has to do light stuff all the time, so he decides. Okay,
Well, I mean,
this is
if we're going with the rules of Earth 2, then the villains are usually the good guys, and the good guys are usually the villains.
Maybe there could be a good guy that also kind of acts like a jerk, like,
Anti-heroes?
No, I'm thinking like Dr. Wells. I don't know.
Wells
Like a really mean good guy.
Wells would kind of be like a anti-hero, though.
Yeah, he is. You're right. Alright, I might have to do something with that. I might have to gut your entire house later, but everything is where I want it to be. Okay, I'll just tell you right now, I do not know how this is gonna work up here at all. I just do not know. I might have to take an entire day and have to design your house like an architect. I might have to just sit here for 6 hours to try it.
So just like scrap it and...
No. I'm keeping the outside. I'm keeping that middle part. I'm keeping that gate. I'm keeping the stairs. I'm talking about these blocks. These blocks, there has to be a better way to do this part than how I'm doing it.
Okay.
All I would do is scrap those simple toys and figure out, because there's actually a block that I was working on before, and they're like little tiny house pieces. I can show you later. And the only problem is they are see that tiny block I was just using? The house pieces are 2 of those blocks high. So it's, yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of like on board,
it's difficult. Also,
I don't do the building.
Also, there's a gap right there in the wall. I have to fix that.
Well,
I need to literally like do this entire thing again. I mean, the mayor might need to hire a different contractor or something, because I don't know.
As long as the house isn't crooked and I don't get a sense of vertigo.
But look, it's all crooked. Look at how crooked it is.
Well, I mean that's crooked
It's
too.
supposed to be crooked.
Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. So that's fine.
All right, so that is kind of covering up that gap a little bit, but it's still not the greatest.
Now, what happens when you have gaps? Doesn't it like burn up the memory or something like that?
Right. So I was actually watching somebody who was talking about how if you do things on see how the sidewalk is exactly so many squares and exactly measures the length of the road. So that actually is, if you guys are playing Disney Infinity, as far as I can tell, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've heard, that is how you want to do it. You want things to align exactly and not overlap at all. Once they overlap, the system requires more memory when it's overlapping.
Okay.
So it is harder for the system to do an overlapping piece. So if you do everything lined up in squares, like on blocks of squares, so picture your city like an 8-bit city, so like every square has its place and you don't overlap squares, then it will actually take up less memory. Also, so if you use, like, as far as I can see, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sure you guys will, but if you use, and what I found, like, say I'm making an Ewok village, if I'm only using Ewok blocks and no other blocks in my village, I can make a tremendous village without really even using very much memory at all. If I'm just using city blocks, I can make a pretty big city. If you're using one type of block, or only like maybe you switch out like 4 or 5 blocks, then you can build a lot. Like a lot more than what I've been able to build. The reason why KBOX usually runs out of space is I'm using so many blocks, so many different types. So, I mean...
So if you stick to a theme, then
if you stick to a theme, it really helps. With one exception, if there is a tremendous piece within that theme, like, okay, for instance, I'm going to explain to you, the Ewok village. Now, if you just made Ewoks, the trees and the houses, you would be able to do a tremendous Ewok village with how hard you could make it so enormous, you would not believe. But once you add in the giant pieces, like if you had, there is a piece in the Ewok village that is like a giant, what do you call that thing? Dish? Like a giant,
bowl?
What is the dish that, like a satellite dish? It's giant.
Okay.
And it's in the Ewok village. It's part of the
radar dish thing?
Yes, the radar dish. That takes up a ton of memory, and it doesn't matter that's in the Ewok theme. It's the exception to the rule. It takes it up. It doesn't even matter.
Let's go. What are you doing?
I was getting really dark, and I just want to try something over here because everyone's been asking for. Well, I don't know if they've been asking for it, but I want to play with this this theme block. But a few people have been asking.
I was gonna say this isn't dark. This is.
I'm trolling
right.
you. I'm actually trolling you because I feel like you want your village to be so dark. We need like something happy next to it. Otherwise our citizens are gonna get really upset.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
I'll get really upset. I'll have to stare at like this neon. What is that? That's from.
You can't help who your neighbors are. This is from.
Second, I can hire like a contract assassin to go over next door and blow up their house. And then I'd do it all through shady business so that they'll never know who hired it.
Oh, well, of course you would. You're the mayor that wants a dark house.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to make a maze here. It'd be fun.
How would you make a maze?
Oh, you will see.
Oh, no.
You will see. I'm going to make a maze.
And another project has started while another one remains unfinished.
I don't know if you ever watched that entire movie, Kwing. I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing with you. No, I think you just watched part of it.
I saw parts of it. It wasn't my cup of tea. I don't. There are very few Pixar films that actually really. Wreck-It Ralph was awesome.
You like Toy Story?
I did like Toy Story.
Who doesn't like Toy Story? I mean, come on.
A person without a pulse.
Everyone likes Toy Story. Buzz Lightyear to the rescue!
I wonder if they're ever gonna make a Toy Story 4. But no, I don't know.
They'd probably ruin it right now, knowing what they've done to Ghostbusters. I just don't want any more sequels of my favorite childhood things. Please don't ruin any more. Sorry, was that?
That can't be helped. Michael Bay just announced that he's doing Thundercats, so.
No!
Yep.
So,
back to the amazing maze.
Okay, so speaking of the maze, I was letting you know that, okay, this is her brain. I can't even remember her name. But her mind, see all these little balls here, Kwing?
No, I know what those are.
Those are memories. Oh yeah, you remember that from the parts of the movie you watched. Mm-hmm. Those are memories, and this is how all our brains look inside. It's true, it's a scientific fact. This is how our brains look. Okay, this is how I choose to believe my mind looks. Okay, I don't want my mind to look like some squishy thing. I want it to look like this, pretty.
This looks pretty?
Yes, it's gonna look really pretty. And this explains why sometimes we forget things, because we get lost in the maze of our brains. And yes, you can take that to the bank. Go tell your teachers. K-Wife said this is how brains work.
Please, no. I don't want to be responsible for any more like failing grades or kids.
I'm joking, guys. Brain is.
It's a wicked tiny maze. That's not very big.
I'm not gonna make it through the entire. I can make it bigger if you want.
No, I think you should be limited to the square.
Okay, then I will do that.
I don't think you can. Knowing you can't.
right,
Your vision is always too big.
I need to know, though, since I have you here, K-Wing, what other things do you need on your mansion? Do you want it to be all dark, or do you want some happy things in there? You want it all dark, don't you?
I think I'm gonna end up moving now.
What?
There's no. It'd be like, have you seen that movie Deck the Halls, where who is it? The guy from.
Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito and the guy from Ferris Bueller. Like, they're competing in lights and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
The neon bright lights coming through the window of, like, this kind of, like, normal house.
Yeah.
Imagine Darth Maul or an evil Jedi, whoever. They're coming home from their work. They put the curtains down.
Yeah, this would be like Christmas lights every day of the year.
Yeah.
All year round. It never ends.
Yeah, so just put yourself in their shoes.
Okay, this actually is looking like a brain a little bit. No?
It's looking like an amusement park that I would never want to visit.
Sadness.
Like, yeah.
Just to troll you, if they do have an inside out portion of like Disney World and we go there someday, I'm gonna make you go. Yeah, what were you saying? Deck the halls? So this looks like Deck the Halls.
No, I'm saying like the mindset of why the people got annoyed with their neighbors is because it was like neon.
That's what it would be like.
Yeah, I mean, you're this, kind of dark, gothy person. Or maybe you're not dark and gothy, you just don't like the sun. Or you're a vampire or something, and you have to deal with that. That would
I know, exactly. If you were a vampire, all this glowing stuff could actually end up killing you. It would be hazardous to your health.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
The zombie doctors would not be. I mean, look at this. Look at how tall it is. I mean, it's like, it reminds me of one of those giant ball pits. Like from Chuck E. Cheese, except it glows.
Yep.
I still can't believe Chuck E. Cheese is still around. That to me is amazing.
I love Chuck E. Cheese. I have not been there for...
You want to know what's more amazing, though? Is the fact the guy who created Atari is the guy who created Chuck E. Cheese.
It's pretty cool.
That just goes to show you that anybody can make a successful business. Like, a game entrepreneur can end up getting in the fast food biz. No, you just have to be really smart and understand how to market stuff.
Yeah. Well, I have heard that if you have passion for something and you keep at it, most likely you will succeed. I don't
necessarily know that he had a passion for it. He had, like, this idea, arcades do really well, so what if we put an arcade inside a pizza joint and, kind of like turn that into a chain, since they were capitalizing on the whole arcade movement, and then whammo, instant success. So
that's awesome.
So, I mean,
it's even more amazing that the cheese pizza doesn't taste very great and it's still sticks.
Yeah, I mean, they really got away with cutting.
But it's the idea of it that you can have pizza, you can have your birthday. I mean, it is the best place to have your birthday party there. I mean, I would want to have my birthday party there.
Really?
Yes, I would totally do that.
I don't even think there's a Chuck E. Cheese near us.
Well, next time I have my birthday, I will totally have it there. Why? Why not? I mean, it's a fun place.
It's a fun place with pizza that tastes like sandpaper.
I don't care how the pizza tastes. Just as long as I have some bread and some tomato sauce or something that resembles it and some cheese.
Vintage arcade games. Woo.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah. That actually, I mean, I don't know. I thought about taking you to the Little Caesars that's out here just for nostalgia.
Yeah, that would be awesome because
Pizza.
the Little Caesars in my hometown closed.
Oh, we're walking product placement. What is wrong with us? Somebody give us money. More money.
It's the only thing that we can do to... I mean, if you think about it, products and like brand names are the only thing that we as people can relate to each other as human beings.
Yeah, I'm saying this right now.
Really
if
sad.
I lived in that house, I would make sure that I had like either control of a satellite dish or like a horde of zombies to just go in there and destroy this, because there's no way.
Sorry.
I mean, I have enough problem with the sun in the morning. Like, we really need to get curtains for the bedroom, because the sun, by the time I finally fall asleep, which takes hours because I have insomnia and all that fun stuff, the sun comes right through the window and it's like So this guy...
Okay, so it is proven that you are a vampire.
I might have some vampirism, which is a real thing.
It's a real condition.
It's a real condition.
It is, Kwings.
My eyes do tend to hurt and burn from the sun, although anybody could have that problem if... Well, I'm not going to say how.
I think that's just called being a gamer.
Okay, now you're just generalizing. Now you're just... You know, what about people who like enjoy binge watching anime? They too can be vampires.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm both categories. I fit both of those molds. Although mostly it's been Kamen Rider. Like I've just been like crazily watching like Kamen Rider 555, 4Z, trying to watch Decade again, but Decade didn't really live up to... Originally I thought it was amazing, but now it's just more of the same thing. Like the riders go to... The one guy goes there, he says, I'm just passing through, he meets a rider, he becomes friends with them, and then he goes to the next place, and it just repeats. At least Forze was interesting because it's all about friendship is magic. So.
Yeah. And, speaking of that, what can we look forward to on the different, channels and stuff like that?
Well, those of you that are old enough, the KM channel, which I'm not going to tell you what that stands for, has some games that we're working on, as well as finishing certain Syndicate series and other things like that. That is our goal for,
we don't care about that. But, like, what about the Kamen Rider stuff?
There's a Kamen Rider series going on right now.
Some people care about that, but we and Disney Infinity
on the Nightwing 01 channel, and then Kamen Rider Summon Ride is going to be starting in a couple months here on the LP channel.
I want to hear about the happy stuff.
The happy stuff. We've been working on Kamen Rider for a while, and based on... I mean, I haven't checked all the edited files yet, but I think we're looking at about probably like 30 episodes. So Summon Ride will probably be a little bit quicker, because it's more like a Skylanders game. There's no jumping involved. It's more colorful and bright, and it's like the kids' version of Kamen Rider. Like the more bright, showy stuff, funny characters. We're gonna use that as to kind of like move people in between to go check out the other Kamen Rider game and then check out the really fun cutesy one on the Let's Play channel, but we're not really ready to post it just yet. And
if you guys have noticed on the Let's Play channel, I get to play Fire Emblem, so make sure you guys,
the way that you just said that, I get to play Fire Emblem.
I'm having a lot of fun. I get to play it and make sure you cheer on your favorite Kwing member of the Kwing crew.
The Fire Emblem series has been one of the funnest things for me to record outside of our Disney Infinity regular stuff, because it's like we're going crazy with the voices. We're doing what you did on your live stream, except going more like off the rails.
Yeah. Well, I'm having more fun with it because I thought you were having more fun with it because I'm actually sitting there recording it. Yeah, it is true. That's true.
Although I still think that you could do the whole game by yourself. That one live stream that I watched where you
I had a lot of fun doing that.
That was incredibly fun.
And people had a lot of fun. In fact, people have been asking me, they've been like, can we do another, if you get Birthright, could you do that as a live stream? And we could help you go through and make choices and stuff like that, because people had a lot of fun like watching me play, and then they'd be like, telling me what to do. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Or I might just do my own thing, even if you guys want me to do certain things.
The only live stream that, the next couple months is going to be interesting because we're trying to find a way to get more of our data. We had a lot of our videos ended up getting corrupted, and they're just like unrecoverable. So we've had to do new series and go back and play from the beginning on some games.
Yeah.
Okay, that actually worked out pretty well, but it's still way too bright.
Yeah. Can you believe I just did that? I made it complete.
Nah.
Just like the data. This is like maybe this is a giant computer, because brains are like giant computers.
There were times where computers would be about the size big. Of what, not that design that you're doing.
Not that design, but on top of each other.
Yeah.
I was just watching something where someone made a computer that was like HAL, but they were teaching it to play Jeopardy, and it was in the 80s, and they were like, this is so cool. They're like, instead of trying to make computers smarter, they're like, we're trying to make computers actually more, they're like, the real challenge is to make computers more human-like so that they can do tasks like help you if you have symptoms of a problem or something. And like I thought that was really cool, and I was like, oh, they were working on like a nurse computer, like that would help you. Like, I am C-3PO, human cyborg relations, how may I help you? But I've never seen any nurse robots around, and that was in the 80s. They were working on that.
Doing pretty well confining it just to what I said, because it's not fair that you get
the mayor gave me
space.
He gave me this zoning area. This is all he gave me. I mean, come on.
The most important thing, oh my gosh, that thing is massive. The most important thing that you guys who enjoy Disney Infinity are going to be interested about, this month, the Zootopia characters are coming out, and the I forget what the Marvel Battleground stuff. So
that's coming
Ant-Man, Ant-Man, Black Panther, Vision, stuff like that.
Ant-Man.
So as soon as those characters release, you can always expect a video from us, like day one, like whether it takes all day to get it up or whatever, it will get up.
Yeah, we always try to make sure that
we have slower internet here, so it's not like Massachusetts where we can just be like, bam, it's going to be up before 3 o'clock.
I'm actually jealous of our friend Rob, because I know he's.
Yes.
I actually saw he got
Rob, we love you, man, but we're a little jelly.
He already had some of those characters, so I will just give a shout out to Rob if you guys want to see some of the new upcoming characters for Disney Infinity. Before, we haven't got them, we're not in California.
I think he's going to be live streaming it or something.
He actually showed them off on his channel. Yay!
But
he's actually really nice and really nice to us, and he's awesome. So
it's
I don't
really
mind
cool that Disney would go and make like a versus Battlegrounds thing, you know, based after a little thing that we kind of capitalized on for a couple years, that little versus mechanic, but to make like a whole game based around that.
Yeah, so guys,
it's pretty cool.
If you guys don't know about that, they're doing a whole versus thing.
Battlegrounds.
Infinity, so
where you can play with up to 4 players, and it's
I wonder if we had an influence on that. I think we did.
I think we did. I think we did. That was like a little mini game in Disney Infinity, and I mean, I'm still amazed at those videos, like where we were like beating the snot out of each other, got like millions and millions of views.
You know who else had an influence on that? You guys.
Uh-oh. I can see how this is going to be a problem. I painted
the ground. I'm going to have to fix that later. But thank you guys so much for watching our Disney Infinity Versus videos. We really, it's so awesome how you guys have had so many awesome comments and kept asking for different people for us to verse. And, I really had fun because... You know, I don't get to play fighting games a lot, and
it was just a mini game that we exploited.
A long time ago, I played that fighting game with you that did pretty well. But
Injustice?
Luke has to train me to play fighting games. Yeah, Injustice, and I really got to play this, and people kept, wanting to see me win, even though I'm kind of the underdog. So I'm really happy that you guys keep rooting for me, and Luke. You guys should root for Luke too.
So anyway, guys and gals, I think that's gonna wrap.
I promise I will finish your house next time. I'm sorry. I just
doesn't matter. I have to stare at that thing. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned to Marvel Battlegrounds coming to the KwingsLetsPlays channel sometime this month. God bless and happy gaming.
See ya!